Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a special 2025 forecast reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Gemini, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or making a donation, you can find the information for that in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Gemini, happy 2025. I hope you all are well. I'm going to be using a special layout for your reading today. It's kind of based on a compass. So there's going to be a center card for the compass and then the 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, corresponding to seasons and quarters of the year. I'm going to be using 3 decks for your reading today: the Citadel Fantasy Oracle, the Messenger Oracle, and the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. The overall energy of the year from Spirit's overall energy for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Beautiful. You got the Tailor, attention to detail, pride. Attention to detail, pride. Right off the bat, I see cutting cords for Gemini. 2025 is a year where Gemini is going to break off connections that no longer serve them. Quite stunning. I want to point out too that the scissors here in the shape of a bird. Bird is a classic symbol of the air element, which is your element, although this is, I believe this is a water sign. Could be earth. Attention to detail. So really getting, getting down to brass tacks, kind of making sure that you are crossing all your T's, dotting your I's before you sign contracts, before you move, before you take on a new endeavor, new job, get involved with somebody new. You're looking at all the details involved. Not to the point where you're looking for something wrong, but more so to do your due diligence. I think things for you in 2025 feel methodical. The word pride here is interesting though, but I kind of see it as like pride in what you do, because especially when I know, thank you, Spirit. Okay, I feel good about that. They just honked the horn. So, because it was like, oh, pride, like pride before the fall. And I was like, no, like pride in what you do. So I think there's this sense here that there's a lot of dedication with you. Because if you think about it, like seamstresses, tailors, I know a couple. It's very tedious work and very specified, very nuanced. You need a very particular set of skills. I wish I could like make my own clothes. That would be amazing, but I don't have those skills. I suppose I could learn those skills. But there's something that you do specifically that you're very good at, and you take a lot of pride in it. And part of that pride comes with knowing that you've taken into account every piece that belongs. But first and foremost, we're definitely cutting out things, cutting out ties that no longer serve us, for sure. I'm going to get a clarifier from the tarot. This is for the center of the compass. King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. This is the King of Pentacles in the upright. When the card came out, it kind of did one of these like flippy things. And I thought it was going to come out in the upright, but it was squarely in the reverse. So I think these are, Spirit just said subscriptions. You're going to cut ties with some subscriptions. I mean, hey, for some of you out there, maybe you have a subscription to a country club that costs you $40,000 a year. Maybe you're just like, I could save that money. I don't really need to spend $40,000 on a country club. Or, you know, whatever, magazines or online subscriptions, whatever it may be. That's just an aside, but I see that for somebody. I see this sense of you cutting out things and working diligently so that you can save your money, that you can safeguard your stability, because I feel as though maybe 2024 might have been kind of a difficult year in terms of that. So you're just kind of, it's, I said this in a couple of readings already, and Spirit has now joined because I can feel them muting my left ear. Actually, they muted both my ears for a moment there. Spirit just said it's kind of like you didn't listen to something, advice, or yourself, or something. Maybe there was some piece of information that you didn't listen to, and you're kind of like regretting it now, and you're just trying to rebuild. So what I was going to say was, there were a couple of readings already where I said 2025 was a rebuilding year. I feel like it might be a rebuilding year, but you're not intimidated by it in any way. You know, you're determined to turn this King of Pentacles card around. King of Pentacles is an earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. It does talk about the material world, getting those things in order. This definitely has to do with advice. Spirit just showed me something. I don't know if I should. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. In a Akashic Records reading I once had, where I asked about like my past lives and everything, Spirit told me that I was an advisor, a very treasured advisor to somebody in a past life, like somebody very important. And it's funny because they told me I was an advisor, just like a historical figure. But that historical figure had a very, very terrible demise. And so I kind of cracked a joke with my Akashic Records reader, and I was like, well, I must not have been very good at giving advice, because the dude met a really terrible end, to which they responded, but it's not that you didn't give good advice, it's that he didn't take it. So this is what I'm seeing. Whether or not you believe the Akashic Records is neither here nor there. It's more about the story. The idea of someone giving advice and someone not listening to it. Now, it's your prerogative whether or not you're going to listen to somebody else, but it's coming through for me here. That I mean, it could have been from like your mom or your dad, and just been like, kid, I told you this was going to happen, and it happened, but it's okay, we got you. You'll rebound. So something like that. So I'm going to get the 4 directions, north, east, south, west, as the base spread from the Messenger Oracle. Okay, beautiful. And now the clarifying cards. Okay, we're going to start with the north position. So the center position, what I just told you about was what Spirit kind of sets out for you for 2025. The North position is like what you're setting out for yourself, the overall goals and themes for the year. And it's be patient. Good things take time is what Spirit just said. And that's kind of the attitude that you're having in the first quarter of 2025. Understanding that, you have long-term goals. Maybe they're financial, maybe they have to do with your job situation, maybe they have to do with going back to school. Whatever it is, you have long-term goals, but you're not beating yourself up about it. Like, I should have been done with this already, or I should be further along than I am. It's not about that at all for you. It's about understanding that there's going to be this process that you have to go through to be able to get your wish fulfillment, 9 of Cups. The goal is in sight. The wishes and the hopes and the dreams and the goals, very clear to you. They're in sight. I think Spirit is really encouraging them, whatever they are for you, because they keep muting my ear. Your spirit guides are really strongly here. They're 100% behind you on whatever it is that if you want to write a book, if you want to travel the world, whatever it is, they're like really backing you. They love this idea. And good things take time. You might have, let's say you want to backpack the world, but you do need money for it. Maybe you're going to use 2025 to save up some resources so that in 2026 you can go take 6 months off and travel the world, right? A lot of us, not all, but a lot of us do not have the, kind of disposable income that would require. But I see you like really focused on whatever it is, because it's important to you. So good things take time. In the East position, what is in the second quarter, the spring, the rising or the upcoming. So even if you don't live in a place where you have seasons, it's just the second quarter of the year. What is upcoming? What is rising? Washing away your burdens. Really getting into this space of flow and acceptance. Self-love, I just heard. Self-love. Because it's clarified by the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I feel as though Geminis get the 5 of Pentacles more often than most. 5 of Pentacles is this card of being left out in the cold, or feeling like we're left out in the cold. Feeling like nobody understands us, is what I just heard. That's true, because sometimes Geminis you're a little enigmatic, right? Like you kind of, you teeter both sides of the coin, and you're very comfortable with that. Some people just don't know what to make of people that are in a mentality of this and that are true, where you're comfortable with that. Other people need more certainty. But because of that, I feel as though some of you may feel misunderstood. That's kind of what this energy is. It's an energy of being misaligned with other people, misunderstood. But the card is in reverse, which is great, because it shows me that you're just starting to care less and less about that fact. I'm going to find my soul tribe. I'm going to find my people. If it's not here, it's going to be over there. And I'm not going to sit here and lament anything or feel sorry for myself. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to allow things to, it's like call them what they are and let them wash away. Spirit's reminding me of this like meditation technique where, a lot of times when people first start out and they meditate, they can't shut their mind off. It's like, oh, I got to pay that bill. Oh, I got to make dinner. Oh, I got to go to work tomorrow. Oh, I got to call my parents, blah, blah, blah. They can't shut their mind off. So there's this meditation technique that is very popular where anytime something pops up into your mind, like, oh, I got to call my parents, you just say, that's a thought. I feel so sad that I won't make it to such and such birthday party. That's a feeling. So there's this sense where during the meditation, you just say, that's a thought, that's a feeling, that's a thought, that's a feeling. And it's strange because I've tried I meditate a lot, but I've tried this technique and it really works because it almost like, it cuts off the attachment that you have to the thought or the feeling. Once you name it, it just kind of disappears. And so I see you kind of employing that technique in the springtime. You know, just say, okay, I'm not going to get too attached to that outcome. It's just an expectation. I'm going to let it go. Whatever will be, will be. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to continue to kind of be in my flow state, which comes up later in the year as well. In the south position, the third quarter, summertime, underlying challenges. Protect the wild and green. Now this card has popped up in a couple of other readings actually, and in those readings I thought it had to, or it resonated as having to do with being out in nature and, you know, kind of being part of the greater environment and talking to trees and connecting with Mother Gaia, like the earth, grounding, blah, blah, blah. I don't see this green like that for you. Protect the wild and green, green meaning new. Sometimes when we refer to somebody as like a newbie or they're new, like they're new person at work, they just got hired or whatever, oh, they've never done this before, they're very green. And that's immediately how Spirit presented this card for you today, that this is a challenge, protect the wild and green. It's like, protect the parts of you that would be exploratory, that would take risks, that would be childlike in terms of your interests and your curiosity. It's like almost like a page energy, and that might be difficult for you in the summertime to kind of channel this excitement, maybe because you're working so diligently to try and achieve your goals. You might be taking summer months when in a lot of societies, summer months are for vacation or for rest, right? Because it's clarified by the Four of Swords, recuperation. It's beautiful how this is synchronous because they're saying your challenge is to kind of relax in the summertime. You're working very diligently, not only on your goals and hopes and dreams, but also your kind of emotional inner landscape. Then in the summertime, they're saying try something new, like kind of step outside yourself for a little while. Because also, whenever we're working on, let's say you're working on a big project, like maybe your goal is to finish a novel before the end of the year, and it's just nose to the grindstone, working every day, into the early hours, into the late nights. And maybe you're stuck. Maybe you have a little bit of writer's block in the summer and you're just beating yourself up about it. And Spirit is saying, no, this is perfect for you to like step away from that project for a while. It will be there waiting for you when you come back. And it's not like you'll be behind. It's like divine timing. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. But Spirit wants you to protect this period of renewal and rest and curiosity, right? When we quiet the mind, that's when all the downloads and creativity can come in. So the summertime months really speak to me about recharging. And finally, for the west position, beautiful. This is, again, we get back to the flow state. Putting to bed, surrender to flow. Surrender to the flow. Clarified by the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Surrender to the flow. Like, kind of understanding that, you know, let's just use that example that I just gave of like having writer's block. Instead of beating yourself up about it, and just say, you know what? Spirit doesn't want me to write today. Spirit wants me to do something else that's going to continue to feed my soul. So if it means that I'm going to go take a walk in the woods, or, you know, maybe I'm going to take a dip in the pool, or I'm going to have a coffee with a friend, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to go exercise, or I'm going to have a nice meal, whatever it is. It's like self-care, right? And allowing that self-care to just recharge you, and not putting up resistance to something that, because if we're paying attention, and this has been a big theme in my life lately, there have been moments where, this just happened to me last week actually. I was supposed to have my vacation, and I had to delay my vacation by 2 days due to kind of unforeseen circumstances, and it kind of frustrated me a little bit. But then I thought, no, because I was observing it kind of outside of myself. No, Spirit wants me to go to work. And that seems crazy, because it's like, damn, can't you just take a vacation? But for some reason, Spirit wanted me to be present. They wanted me to be present at work. And when I recognize that there were some roadblocks to my vacation, it's just like, not yet, not yet, not yet. You have to be present at work. We want you to be there. Then it's just kind of like, I can surrender to that, and I can be like, you know what, if I have to go to work, I'll go to work, and I'll still be myself and interact with people and put my best foot forward, because that's what I do. So it's kind of like, wherever you are, experience and be the light of that place, which is something one of my favorite readers, Baba Jolie, always says, you know, wherever you are, be the light of that place. So with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's kind of like looking at what your real priorities are, and understanding how we can still achieve our goals and get our wishes, but that sometimes we can just allow Spirit to allow the flow to come to us, right? Do less to achieve more. Do less to achieve more. I'm going to get a final card of advice from Spirit for 2025 Gemini. Yeah. Understand this. Understand this. This is what you set out for your year, 9 of Cups. This is Spirit's advice. If you allow yourself to go with the flow, work with your integrity, work with diligence, pay attention to Spirit, to the details, focus, act with intention, you're not just going to have 9, you're going to have 10. 10 of Cups is bliss, happiness, joy. You're thinking 9, Spirit's thinking 10. That's really... that's really beautiful. Okay, Gemini, that's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. If you're interested in a 2025 forecast reading for yourself, you can sign up for that in my Buy Me a Coffee link. But if this is where we leave things, I wish you a very abundant year.